Castello di Amorosa in Napa Valley's Calistoga is welcoming another year of veraison. That's the viticulture word to describe the transition from berry growth to berry ripening.
The acid will start lowering and the sugar content will be greater. And so then we look for an equilibrium between sugar, acid, and pH, and then we'll pick the grapes.
Okay, so that's how you decide when to pick. You just pick a sample and just test it?
Well, we also test them in the lab.
According to Dario Satui, the owner of the castle and vineyard, they grow their grapes across Napa, Mendocino, and Sonoma counties. They primarily make Italian-style wines.
The cooler areas of Mendocino, we grow Pinot Noir and many of our white wines. And then Napa County, of course, Cabernet Sauvignon. We also grow some Chardonnay and Pinot Noir in Sonoma County.
In total, they have about 120 acres of vineyard with different grapes ripening at different times. And all those acres of grapes have a very distinct way of cultivation, starting with pruning from January to March.
The vine is diffusing the energy into many clusters, so the quality won't be as good. You'll get a lot, but it won't be as good. So when we cut, it hurts me to see all these grape clusters go on the ground, but it's better for quality.
Harvesting season begins in August and goes through October.
We do everything by hand, and we pick by hand, and then we will press the grapes, and then the white wines often don't go to barrels at all, except for the Chardonnay.
Wines that are stored go in underground rooms beneath the castle. Chardonnay is fermented in French oak barrels. Satui says each barrel costs about $900 to $1,000. They're used only twice to make vintage wines, and then they sell them for planters.
So it's a very expensive way to make wine. We could buy American oak barrels for half to 60% of the cost, but American oak barrels are too aggressive, too tannic, where the French oak barrels have more spice and give them greater elegance to the wine, so we prefer to use those.
Red wines are aged anywhere from 6 months to 2 years. They try to bottle age them for at least a year. For reserve wines, they age for at least 3 years before they start selling them.
Dario created this winery. It's a family-owned winery. He's the owner. He wanted to create wines that people could take home and enjoy with their friends and family. And he wanted to make food-friendly, approachable wines. And so that's what we do here, is we make those kinds of wines, those Italian-style wines, and we want you to enjoy it around the table with your family and your friends.
About 90 of the 107 castle rooms are dedicated to winemaking. The castle offers tours for wine tasting. With their years of experience, they know the land like the back of their hand. The castle vineyard also sells grape juice. Except for a little bit of sulfur, there are no other additives. Wine tasting tours are available with online reservations. Eileen Ang, NTD News, Calistoga, California.